Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have the team principal of Red Bull, Christian Horner, on interview, and please don't forget to like this video.
May well accept that, but still, I suppose, a mini win. Let's get straight into it. The incident, were you fully expecting after the overtake off the track for McLaren to give the place back and then up to try and do it again? What was your take on it?
Well, look, obviously it was hard racing between them. They've gone off the circuit there, and Lando's passed off the circuit, and the rules are very, very clear. So Max was obviously straight on the radio. The race director was pretty clear. You can see he goes out of track limits. That's actually, I think, the next lap that's at 12. Clearly off the circuit. So
both cars went off the circuit, but
but you can't overtake.
Why? No, this is the thing. So it's frustrating for us watching because it's like Lando overtook him off the track, but then Max went off the track. And it's all about who's in front at the apex. And Max was in front, but is that because he let off the brake at the apex, or he ran them both off track? It seems that your driver just is very good at understanding the regulations. Yeah. And it's more of the problem that we just need to have a better regulation of what is okay and what isn't. And we saw it with many fights on track in that corner. Yeah. Guys overtaking, putting it down the inside, just driving the other guy off the track. Yeah. And if it was Monaco, they wouldn't do that. So it's like we need a rule that you cannot push another car completely off the track, and then I think we could have some better racing. We wouldn't have to keep talking about this.
Look, I can understand the frustration, but at the end of the day, the rules are the rules. The drivers know that. They're driving, accordingly, and Max was acutely aware that as soon as Lando went over that white line off track and overtook, that's illegal. And so, he was straight on the radio. I think before that there was some track limits as well. So there was a whole bunch of things going on at that point in time.
I don't think it's totally clear in the rules. That's why it takes them so long to decide what's going on. But what it doesn't take into account is the intention of what's going on and the fact that you only have to drive them further off track so you can get their exit. Would you agree and think it was fair if there had to be a lane for the car that was alongside of you instead of going off, staying on track, both cars?
Well, look, I think the problem is you've got to look at the nature of the corner. You've got a 90-degree corner there. So unless you change the profile or change where the limit of the circuit is, you're always going to have this argument about what's in and what's out.
But you know how far you have to be alongside or past a car going into a hairpin. If you're going to a hairpin and you're even halfway up, you're going to go for the crossover. Yeah. That's how far he was up on him. And you can't blame Max because the rules obviously rolled out like they did. But it's more about in the future, what if it was reversed in the other situation? Would you think it was a fair result to have
We've had it the other way around. I think, Max versus Kimi a few years ago on the last lap, and he lost the place. And I think that, look, it's tough when you're on the receiving end of it, and it's that just remember the drivers spend hours and hours talking about these things in the drivers' briefing with the stewards, and so they come to a conclusion of the rules that they think are right and applicable, and they all know what they are because they're all on the radio immediately about track limits, et cetera, et cetera.
Role reversal then.
Yeah.
Let's say it was the other way round and you were on 6 lap fresher tyres and Max had overtaken Lando off track. Would you have immediately said, give the place back?
I think with the hindsight of what we've seen, the way that these things play out, yes, I would have, because you can see the pace advantage that Lando had. And there was always going to be doubts about that. And for us, it looked like a slam dunk. So, why take the risk? To have that pace advantage could have quite easy, another lap, you could have probably done it again. But up the inside rather than the outside.
It actually looked like they were thinking about it. Did you not see into the last corner? It looked like Lando slowed down and he was thinking about letting him pass and then thought, nah.
After the pass had happened, yes. To me, it looked, and then they all got tangled up at turn 1. So it looked like he was about to let him pass because it was very unusual what happened up there.
Overall, though, pretty decent day. Checo's 7th, good day for points, but Ferrari had an amazing day for points. Was that a shock to you how fast they were today?
Well, look, I think Ferrari have been fast all weekend, and we've got to congratulate them on a dominant display today. We lost a bit of pace from yesterday. I think probably some of the changes that we made after the sprint race have put a bit of understeer into the car, which we didn't have yesterday. So we got to take the lessons from that. And Ferrari were at a different in a different league today.
Okay, we're just having a quick look there. Yeah, Ferrari have got to within 8 points in the constructors, and yet a net gain of 3 for Max on Lando in the drivers. So how do you balance out this weekend when you put your feet up on your plane a little bit later?
Well, look, I think you've got to look at it overall. I mean, in terms of Max on Lando, he's put plus 5 points with the sprint race, yesterday. So that's a net win, for him. So that's very positive. He come here, he qualified on pole for the sprint, won the sprint, should have been on pole, for the main race, but started on the front row. The only place where we've under-delivered is on our race pace. So I think overall the team's done a good job. We've made a bit of a step forward. We know that there's areas we need to work on. For Checo, we really need to have the delta between the two drivers closer, because you can see two Ferraris, two McLarens, they're hunting in pairs.
Keep saying that though, Christian, don't we? And then you look at Liam Lawson's drive today from 19th. He made the one-stop work. Brilliant display from him today. What do you take from that? And how much pressure is he now? I mean, look, it's one drive, yes. But what do you think about this as you go to Checo's home Grand Prix?
Well, it's a sample of one, and I thought he jumped in and he looked like a veteran, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a great racer. I think he can be very happy with that drive today. I thought he drove a great Grand Prix. I mean, starting 19th, finishing in the points. Some great overtakes, so he should be pleased with that.
He upset Fernando Alonso, so he's a feisty character on track, don't you?
Yeah, when you're upsetting Fernando, you know that you're doing something right. So he's a tough, hard racer.
There we go. Well done. It was a brilliant display, wasn't it, from him? And I suppose that gives you some food for thought as you make a few decisions going forward. Thanks, Christian, for your time.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in May.
Well, really interesting and precise words said by Christian Horner. He really did say that if the decision would have come to us, if Max did a wrongdoing towards Lando, I would have told Max to give the position back to Lando, but it was vice versa, and then Lando got a penalty for not even considering giving the place back to Max. In that corner, Max was in a better position than Lando, and then he couldn't go nowhere. So both drivers went out of track, and then Lando just overtook Max Verstappen from outside of the track, and that's the particular part where Lando got the penalty for overtaking a driver outside the track limit. And that's against the rule of FIA. You cannot overtake a driver when you're out of track. Also, we saw Horner that congratulated the Ferraris, both of them, and then he said a key point. We need to keep the deltas really close to both of our drivers, because we see McLarens and Ferraris fight with both drivers simultaneously, and that's something that they need to reconsider at Red Bull and try to work it out. But Checo is nowhere to be seen, and he is lacking pace. At the other hand, he just congratulated Liam Lawson for an astonishing drive that he had today at Austin. His first drive, and he's already on points. He even was better at pace from Checo Perez. Either way, thank you everyone for watching this video with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the channel, and if you have something to add up, comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one.